So I wanted to discuss to start things off. I want to talk a little bit about Matt Jones. Now, from
Mhm.
reports from, I believe, from the Boston Herald's Andrew Callahan, he says that Matt Jones has lost 80% of the locker room. What's your reaction to that?
First of all, Andrew's an excellent reporter. The job that he does for the Boston Herald is tremendous. So when he puts his name to a report, it's definitely something that people should be paying attention to. They should be looking at and reading with an objective mind. Um, I have not taken personal polls or anything of that nature, so I can't support for one way or another and say, "Oh, that 80% seems accurate to me," or whatever. That's Andrew's his sources, and those are his motives that he's used. And basically, I mean, that's completely up to him and his report. But what I do look at when it comes to the New England Patriots is the reaction in the room when players are speaking about Mac Jones, and you look at how they're feeling from the podium, what they're saying in front of the lockers. A lot of what we've been hearing the last 2 or 3 weeks has been more introspective rather than overarching as a whole when it comes to the team. You got guys like David Andrews, who is the team captain, saying, "We're going to support who's ever back there, taking snaps, being our quarterback. We've got enough to worry about fixing the offensive line." And a lot of other players are saying the same types of things. So it's very easy to look at this and say, okay, well, Max losing the locker room. There's not a whole lot of support. Is he losing the guys in the huddle? Those are questions that really only Mac knows and the team knows for sure. Now, we did see guys like Jelani Tavai go on WEEI on Thursday and say, Mac knows that all 52 guys are behind him. We need to go out there and we need to put a united front out there. The players are saying the right thing, but if you're starting to hear rumblings in the background, it can lead to some dissent. And I think that right now is a question for the New England Patriots to answer during this bye week. Are they ready to rally around Mac Jones? Do they have the confidence in him to be able to lead this team for the rest of the season? That's really going to be where it's all about. So, my essential reaction to Andrew's report is I definitely take a whole lot of stock in it because Andrew is a very good reporter, but it's going to be how this team responds coming out of the bye that's going to determine whether or not he has indeed lost the locker room or whether those are feelings that are happening right now and there's a chance for this team to rebound. But there definitely is an erosion of confidence, I think, around the Patriots. Whether it's specific or not to Mac Jones, we're about to find out.
For certain, that is for sure. So I see that the other quarterbacks in the lineup are Bailey Zapp, Blake Cunningham, and Will Greer. Now I know last season they turned to Bailey Zapp a few times.
Mhm.
Will they turn to him again?
Well, that's the big question right now. Bailey Zappi came in for a couple of games last year when Mac Jones was hurt and he had the high ankle sprain and performed well. He performed with a lot of confidence, with a lot of poise, and led the team to two victories. And almost allowed them to pull an upset victory off in the game that he came in relief of Brian Hoyer when he went down with a head injury, and nearly took it to the Green Bay Packers, led by Aaron Rodgers at the time. So he's got a little bit of battle tested grit in his arsenal. The problem with Bailey Zappi is he hasn't shown that on the field this year. When he's gotten his opportunities to come in relief of Mac Jones, whether it be in a couple of blowout losses, one to the Dallas Cowboys, one to the New Orleans Saints, and then of course you're looking at coming in last week with a chance to essentially lead a game-winning drive against the Indianapolis Colts. Bailey has looked suspect in terms of his command of the offense. He once again made a bad decision, just like Mac Jones did to end his tenure on the field last week. So the Patriots right now may be reticent to turn the ball over to Bailey Zappi and say, "Okay, you're ready to go. You're our guy now." There is an argument to be made about whether or not you want to see what he can do. Obviously, Mac Jones had a terrible game on Sunday against the Colts. A lot of people believe that was his swan song and that he will end up being benched. But at the same time, you also have to be careful because you know what you've got in Mac Jones. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get from Bailey Zappi, or if they wanted to go in a different direction and put Will Greer in the starting lineup. Will has an excellent collegiate resume. He's got a very strong arm, but is he capable of leading the Bill O'Brien offense? That's something that is still a matter of conjecture. And then you have Malik Cunningham, who came in the opening game of the preseason for the Patriots, led a very exciting drive down the field. Really, I think got Patriots fans excited as to what he could do. But the time since when he's had the opportunity to take the ball, hasn't been able to do that much with it. So because the dearth of talent behind Mac Jones has been suspect, you got to wonder whether or not the Patriots feel their best bet is still to put Mac Jones on the field. And honestly, Jackson, the evidence kind of weighs that out. Mac was the first team quarterback on Wednesday's practice, and it's looking like that's the direction that they're going to head in. But ultimately, we'll find out a lot more this week. If you start to see Bailey Zappi taking a lot more snaps with the first team offense, things could get interesting before the Pats' next game on the 26th of November against the Giants.